artist at work. Okay. So I came back on today because I want to still work on my Molly Bangle Goes to Spain project playset. And as you can see, the glitter has all dried and how pretty that looks. And I added a little bit of some lights in the lights. Okay. I fixed the sidewalk. Okay. So it has like little lines. Okay. And now I'm going to take the entranceway to Molly's villa, because it's more like a villa. It's not like really a hotel. She's like renting the whole place, okay? So I'm just going to, now I'm going to put sticky back onto this picture, which I'm not completely finished with it yet, but I'm just going to get it done. Alright, so I have to make sure it's even to the edge. Okay, good. And I'm not going to really be able to work on this one much more right now because I'm running out of material. I'm running out of my magnetic sheets, you guys. And I'm putting this, the sticky back is here, the magnetic back is here, and that's going to make it so this whole picture will be magnetic to this top part. Okay. So this one will be all set now, and I can still change. I'm thinking about changing the picture here, right here, and there's like a picture of a lady here. I don't think I want that there. So I'm thinking about maybe removing that altogether. And don't worry though, because I'm going to be back. I have a ton of projects set up. That yesterday I had the biggest brain bang. My brain just exploded with ideas for new boxes, and I really need to get started on my smaller ones, because when I go to a show, the big ones don't really sell, because you know, people aren't planning on buying you know, a set like this, and I haven't even tried to sell any of these yet, but here we go, you guys, look at that. Woohoo! All right, so now when Molly comes in, she's got her beautiful entranceway, and she's still magnetic to this. Even though it's flipped inside out, sometimes the magnetics works, and this is working just fine. You can put her in the middle here where the rug is, so she's in the entranceway. See, magnetic, she doesn't come off. Okay, what fun is that? And she can have company. See, and I don't see, there they go. Okay, there we go. They're all magnetic to the sheet. And now you can set it up this way. You can take them off and play in front of the box. See how much fun that's going to be? And you can change the scene. So like I said, I'm not quite finished with all this yet. I worked on the rug yesterday, and I was redesigned it a little bit, and I put in the floor. I made the floor red, okay, as you can see here. So, and that's what I do. I just keep playing with them till I get a new pattern or design. So I'm going to leave this now and go on to the next thing. So I've been preparing. Now I've prepared over 20 boxes I have to do a lot of little boxes in the future because those sell the most. I mean, I don't get much for them, but so the next one I'm going to work on is this little box right here, which is just a Christmas box. And I went over it. The top is, I'm just going to start with the top. The rest I will paper mache and change later. But I had this little wooden house, okay? So I glued this little wooden house. It didn't have any drawing on it or anything. And I was looking in my coloring book and I got a sketch for somewhat of a different house, but it had 2 chimneys and mine only had 1. So I redesigned and changed that. So the background of this in the coloring book, which I will grab the coloring book. The background of this came from this coloring book right here, okay, which was by Sue Zipkin. Always give credit to the illustrator, okay. And I loved her little pictures in here. Now this is not one piece. I collaged this section and then cut out this section and then cut out these words and reshaped and placed them, which you do in collage. And then I said to myself, oh, I have these beautiful leaves right here. These are all little wooden shaped leaves, okay, and I have these little doggies, which I'm going to pretend he's in there, but I can't glue these on yet, so they're all going to come off, and I'm going to start by colorizing the background. So I've got all these here. And like I said, and I've got these little clouds that are wooden. They are so cute, you guys. And these little flowers. And I can colorize them anything I want. The little dog with the bone, which I thought I'd have him hiding up in here in this part. I have this little dog here. He is so cute. I thought he could be in front of the door. And then I have this little mushroom, okay. So then I have the little house. Now I have these teeny tiny little heart shapes right here. And I have, I drew out a heart in the middle here, and I'm going to put all these hearts in. So these will all go on later on, and I have these teeny tiny little hearts, which I thought looked so cute, just like they were little Christmas lights or something on the house, you know. So, all right. So I'm gonna get started. And I'm telling you, I will show you just a few more little options I'm going to be working on. So, in the future, I paper machéed this hummingbird onto this box. Okay. And when you paper mache this on, this is from the coloring book I just showed you, the paper's really thick. So you really have to mold the paper to the box. You have to mold it. You have to wet it really good, soften it down, press down on your edges, and then you have to leave it alone and let it dry. Okay? So I collaged the hummingbird on, and then I had this little flower, and I collaged that on too. Okay. And like I said, there's 20 others. Then I have this little flower, or this big flower, which is from Hobby Lobby, okay, from Woodpile that I got thrift store, or from, I got that a Hobby Lobby haul a while back. So I'm going to be putting this on top of this box and designing it, and I have to paint all of it first. So what I did was I Mod Podged, not Mod Podged, I paper mache, gotta get my terms right, over the top of this box. I didn't do anything on the bottom yet. It's just silver. And I got these boxes a long time ago online at a great deal. So and I have a whole container full of them. Got them when the prices were low. I just had a feeling someday, you know, these prices are going to double and triple, and I just want to have a stockpile, because that's what I like to do in my art room. I like to have a good supply of items, and when I want to do something, I want them to be there. I want to take them out when I need to. So that will be a box too. So this is the idea, and I'm going with. So I can't show all of them to you. I'll show you one more. So here's another one that I'm going to be doing in the future. Okay, you want to stay with me, because this is how I work. And like I said, I'm going to have to wait now till I can get more magnetic sheets to do Molly Bangle. I use quite a bit, and I have to simplify my money situation, because I live on a budget month to month, and I have to make sure I maintain it. So I don't have money all the time, but when the next month comes, I will have to wait till I can, you know, afford more, which is fine with me. It's like I have all these other things to do. So from this same coloring book I just showed you, from Sue Zipkin's, illustrated by Sue Zipkin, I collaged parts of this picture, which this was a flower, but I'm going to use it as a sunshine. It's gorgeous, and I used this other little portion of the picture down here with the butterfly, and then there was another portion of a butterfly here, and I cut that out and collaged and put that on this box. Now this is all paper mache'd over, so when it completely dries, which is not dry yet, I will be painting that over. I also had to make a hinge for this box, which is still drying, but I'm going to show you inside here, right here, I have made a hinge for this box. This box was by Viola. It said on the bottom, and I love the little trimming in the blue with the little X's. This was cute, so I kind of left that on the edge with all that pretty little sparkle. But the top's gonna all change, okay? So here's some future projects I will be working on, and I have a line of them because I need a lot. When you need to go to a little craft show, first off, everybody should know those are not usually free. Now, I've been to a couple that some friends invited us, and she was able to get the people who was putting on the program, we did get to go for free. Sometimes, because we're part of the memberships of the art guilds and stuff, you may be able to get, they might have a show, a craft show where you can get it for free. But most of the time, everyone, now you need to know this, when you go to craft shows or you go to a show and there's vendors there who do their own crafts, it is not free. You have to pay $50 to $75 or up. Sometimes they want insurance. Sometimes you need insurance. Sometimes there's a lot of other things that you need to do. And it costs gas, time, money just to get there. So before we even start to sell any of our items, you're already into $100 usually, okay? So you got to remember, when you see our prices for all the hard work that you've done and you're not selling them for much, you're pretty lucky, because if they're selling them for a lot, that's because you have, as a vendor, you have to pay a fee. Food vendors have to pay even more. So, I mean, we're talking hundreds of dollars sometimes. So, food vendors pay more, but they usually, you eat there. So, they're going to get more. But right off the top, we have to you're actually selling stuff, but you're actually giving away $50 to $75 plus gas in your potential profit. You have to start there. You have to give away product, is what I mean, not profit. You have to give away product just to get to that mark before you even get your money, get some money. Now, I've been to shows where it was a 3-day show and we only made enough to get our vending money back and a little gas money. We never made a profit, and that's how sometimes it really goes. And that was a 3-day show. So you'd go there every single day, you drive all the way over there, and you got nothing. And it's not guaranteed, and it's not free. So please remember that when you're going to a craft show, when you're going to a tractor pull, when you're going to the thing and you see all those crafters there, that ain't free, okay? Just so you know. And I'll stop rambling, but that's the truth of it all. And it's okay. I mean, that's the way it goes, you know. So I'm going to get started, and I'm going to start here with the tree. And I'm going to colorize the tree, even though I'm going to be having all those leaves over it. Okay, and I'm using, this is a Master's Touch acrylic marker in brown. Yeah, so all the work you see me doing here at the beginning, I may not I'm not going to worry about the sun shining in a certain direction or any of the highlighting and all that, because I'm going to be putting stuff over it anyways. So I also want to work on the door and the windows. So I'm going to trim the door with the brown. Okay. Well, for right now, I'm going to do the brown in the door, but I might change it to a colored door later on. Alright. Okay. And let's see, I did not like this color. Alright. So I'm going to do, I want to make these windows a little bigger because the hearts I have in the center are a little larger than what I did the trimming around this square right here. There we go. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go in with some black. Okay. Okay. And I'm just painting in what I want to see right now. And then later on, I might put, like on the doorknob, I'll probably put a gem there or something. So right now I'm just getting a variation of color. And like, it's all like the first layer. I like to paint in layers. That's what I was taught, how to paint in layers. Oh, I know what I'm missing is my, I had to fix my coloring, my box with all my markers in it. So what's happening is, oh sorry I hit the camera. What's happening is, I have this vertical marker box that I made out of a shoe box, which works great, except for when I jiggle, all of a sudden the box is constantly moving and the pens are falling out. So I needed to put a piece of cardboard here at the bottom, and I had to put some little holders right here on the side to hold it up. So I keep reaching for markers, but they're not there. So I'm going to put this back in place. There we go. Now it's going to stay even, steady, and it won't move on me. Yay, all fixed. Okay. Alright, so I am got to think of a color scheme for the house color. Not ready to change that yet. I also need a roof color. And I don't know what I'm going to do here yet. Decisions. I'm making decisions. Alright, so I'm gonna let's paint the roof. Oh, I love that color on there. I'm going to get some red for the chimney. There we go. It's getting cuter and cuter. And I'm going to paint this heart in red right now. Because I'm still going to be going over it with this gem right here. Gem. So I just have an idea. I can get what the coloring should look like for the project and decide on a color for the house. Now I'm thinking blue for some reason, but I haven't colored in the background of the sky yet. So I think I'm gonna go for that. And And you don't have to do every single sky this color. This is one of my favorite colors for a sky. So, I was just thinking about how lucky we are to have a YouTube platform and that it's free to use, free to document my art, free for people to show what kind of things they do, talk about subject matters and all that. And we're very lucky because, let me tell you, I think the TV industry is not usually free. And it's free to subscribe. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe. So, you know, if you're thinking about it and you like what I'm doing here, I hope you subscribe because it's free. All you have to do is push subscribe, the notification bell, and you're in. So like I said, and like I said, the craft shows are not free for the vendors. It's a money-making thing for the whatever the show is for. I mean, and then I guess I think they should qualify you as it's like a contribution to whatever event you're at. It really should be considered a donation because you're donating money so they can have their event. Because it's not free. Alright. So I'm not going to bore you with all of this. I just wanted to show you this. I'm just going to show you, I wanted to show you how I begin, where I'm at with this box, how you go about it. And I probably should explain that. You have to paper mache the top first. Because this kind of box, now I have everything I can show you. It's a shinier coated box with a shiny paper. It was originally a Christmas box. And, you know, it's got Christmas designs. It's shiny. And this is a Peter Pauper Press box. And it had cards in it at one time. So I paper mache over it so I can paint it whatever color I want. And you can redesign and do your art. So I will be back. I'm going to go off camera right now. And I'll be back later when I get this done. So I'm back, everyone. And I painted the whole top like I said I was going to, and now I'm going to start putting the gems in place. And I've got the little clouds here. I've decided to put some little blue hearts Or I might change that to some different colored hearts. But there's some little hearts in this picture that I chose to use. So there was about 4 little hearts. So I might change them to different colors. But so first I'm going to take this little cloud and I'm going to paint it white. And I just love how it came out. Now this is folk art, okay? And I just love folk art. It's so cute. A lot of my art, I have some art friends who use folk art all the time. Okay. And I've got another cloud here, and what I'm going to do is only paint to this part here, and then I got to take my handy dandy utility scissors here, so I'm going to paint them in. And I also need some gray, because at every bottom of a cloud is a gray. It's called the silver lining. So I'm just going to fluff it in here and put a line along the bottom. It's going to give it some dimension. There we go. Especially along the bottom. All clouds at the bottom have a silver lining. I guess that's where it gets its term. I'll give it some fluffy. There we go. And what I'm going to do is, I made a line right here. And I'm going to cut right there along that line, cut that piece of wood right off, and that's going to go right here. Get rid of my cord. And that's going to line up with the H right there. Okay, so I'm going to get my glue. And I'm going to place those first. And I'm going to put my little cloud in right here. Okay. Then I'm going to get my other little cloud, which I think I got these in a little set from the Dollar Tree. Long time ago. While ago. Whoops. Make sure it's straight. There we go. Bring it right up here. There we go. Now I've got my clouds in place. And I've got these little flowers, which I made, I colorized everything anyway, so the background could still show through. And I'm going to put this one right even with this circle right here. Right over that flower. And I'm going to do the other one over here. And I'm still going to colorize and paint these also after I'm done. Okay, now I'm going to put my leaves in place here. And I'm trying to line them up a little bit with the brown branches that I colorized. Let's see, I've got one more to put in. Brings up and over. Nope, back over here. I can't really remember where I had them. How I had them. There we go. Sticking in my fingers. Okay. Alright. And this one has to go over a little more. Yeah, that's where I had them, over here. A certain way I wanted them to be. Okay. There we go. Alright, I'm happy with that. So I got my flowers in place. I got to put my mushroom in. And this is a whimsical, fun folk art look. Okay. And let's get this little doggy in here. Have him hiding up here in the brush, in the beautiful flowers. There we go. Okay, and then I've got my beautiful guy on the house. Right here. Just waiting for his master to come home from work. There we go. There he is. Okay. Now I'm going to put my hearts in place. Okay. And then I've got two going here. Getting very dry, you guys. Okay. So I gotta get my bigger ones. Almost perfect from what I can tell from the eye view. Yeah. Alright, now I'm going to put my little hearts in up here. Four of them. I think I am going to stick with the blue because I'm going to be putting in the little tiny ones next too. I am having a joyful time here. This is so much fun for me. I would not believe how much I love doing this. What they call therapeutic. It's better with my music on though, but can't have that going and talk to you at the same time. So there's that. Now I'm going to wait for these leaves to dry, so I will paint them in afterwards, probably with this really nice green. Maybe like this green right here. Let me show you. I could even do them in different colors and make them like fall colors if this was a fall design. But I don't like to stick to, like, I might do Christmas ones in the future, but that's very, when I do just Christmas, that means if you give this box to somebody for Christmas, that's going to be it. They're not going to feel like they can use it all year round. And it's a nice gift and all, but you can't use it after Christmas, you know what I mean? You kind of get stuck. So I guess I'm doing these now. I wasn't planning on it, but I'm doing it now. So that's the fun thing about getting these plain ones. I can make them any color I want. The wood look ones, I can paint them. Great. Gotta look up close so I can see what I'm seeing. Make sure I got all the little spots. Okay. So that white glue will dry clear. And I think I'll go with the periwinkle blue I had here somewhere. This is a color. It might be this one. I'm going to go with this blue here. Make this flower blue. And that will also kick in with these little hearts that are blue. Cute. And I may put a gem inside of these. I'm going to have to see what I can find later. And I'm going to do the dogs later. pink. I need a nice bright pink flower over here. Choosing pink because I've got a purple background here and a yellow, and there's yellow in the center with the purple, and I think that all goes nice together. Okay. I'm hungry. It's time for lunch. I'm overworking myself today, which I love it. I've got a lot of work to do here on this little box. And this is only the front. So now I gotta put in some little, I'm gonna put in the little hearts as I arranged them here. There we go. Alright, so now I have to remember what color I started with. I believe it was red. I need a tool. Yeah. So we start with red, blue, and yellow. Okay, then we go red, okay, then we go red, and let's make sure I got them spaced properly. Red, blue, and then I'll do a green. Then we do a red, a blue, and a yellow. Okay. And then a red, blue, green, then I'm going to need another red. And you might be hearing my husband, he's out there mowing the lawn again. He's out there always mowing the lawn, and I have no complaints because he takes really good care of our lawn. He's terrified of snakes, you guys, so he doesn't want the grass to get too high, and he doesn't want snakes, and I know a lot of people agree with me there. Alright. So there we go. So cute. Okay. Okay. So we started with the red and we ended with the red. Alright. So then I've got my little magic mushroom here. And I'm going to do him traditional red. gotten I got a lot done here today. This is amazing. I never know how far I'm going to get. There we go. Okay. And then I need some kind of taupey brown for the bottom of it. And might use this color on the dog too. Not sure. I know he's gonna have a cute little pink nose. Okay. I think I should make him a brown dog or a white dog. I think I'll go brown. I'm going to use this brown. I'm just trying this now. He's so cute. I just love these markers, you guys. These are so great to paint little tiny things like this. Cute. I think I'll do his feet in white. And I think I'll do his face in white. Right now, unless I decide to change it later. I just try things, and then if I don't like it, I change it. Okay. And I think I'll make his tongue red. And I think, let's see. I think I'm always losing my black. Here it is. I think I'm gonna go black. Around his nose. Alrighty. So cute. Alright, I have to let him dry good before I can fix him. I'll fix him later. Alright, so now we have the bone here, which we'll do in white. I have the other doggy who's hidden here. And it's got a nice white bone. So cute. All right. So like I said, I will fix. Let's see if he's dry enough now. Yeah, there we go. We're dry now. We'll go right over him and fix him. 'Cause I messed you up. Little two-tone baby. Alright, so that's it for today, everyone. So this is my little folk art box. And I'll have more work to do on it yet. I'm probably going to add some glitter glues and some fabric paints here and there. And keep going with this. It's not done yet. And don't forget, I've got to do all the sides and the bottom with paper mache, which I will do later. So thanks for watching, everyone. Once again, this is Denise with Artist at Work. Okay. And I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I'm thanking you with all my heart for subscribing, the ones who have so far. Thank you so much for viewing my videos. And remember, art sends love to the world. And today I'm sending a little home sweet home kind of love. My magnetic clasp little box. Okay, so thanks for watching, everyone. See you on the next one, part 2 of this box, when I'll work on it some more, make it brighter and a little bit glittery and more whimsical than it is. Thank you. Bye bye.